Do you know that feeling that life has stopped? You strive now, run after, but the doors are still closed. The money does not enter, health does not improve, the relationship does not walk, and it seems that everything wages overnight. It's as if you have something holding you back, a weight, an energy, something invisible, but real. I know a lot of people are going through this now, and maybe you are wondering, what else do I need to do? The answer may be closer than you imagine. Today, I will show you as a simple gesture with the key of your home can transform your energy, unlock your ways, and open doors that seemed impossible. With the powerful intercession of Saint Rita de Cassia. Saint Rita is known as the saint of the lost causes, of the deadlines. And you will understand why so many people who were at the bottom of the well found miracles through it. And the most beautiful, you will need nothing but your faith and your key. So stay with me until the end, because I will guide you step by step in this simple but deeply spiritual ritual, which can be what God wants to use today to change your story. You are not alone, and that may be the signal you have asked for prayer. Before continuing, you already subscribe to the channel and activate the bell, because every week I bring prayers, rituals, and messages that can change your life, and you won't want to lose. And do the following. Write here in the comments, Saint Rita, open my ways. Write with faith. Your name will be present in my prayers, and together we will form a spiritual current of strength, faith, and miracle. Now yes, let's go to the ritual. Welcome back to the channel, beautiful souls. If you are new here, I am very happy that you have found us, because what we will discuss today will transform the way you think about faith, symbolism, and the power of divine intervention. Before we start, make sure you click the registration button and touch the notification bell, because I share powerful spiritual content like this every week, and you won't want to lose anything. Now, I want you to get the key to your home right now. You can talk, I hope. Look closely. What you are holding is not just a piece of metal that opens the front door. What you are holding is one of the most powerful spiritual symbols known to humanity. This key represents access, authority, protection, and transformation. It represents its ability to cross boundaries, to move from one state from being to another, opening what was closed and closing what needs to be sealed. Throughout history, the keys have been sacred objects. They were buried with pharaohs, blessed by priests, and charged as protective talismans. But today, we will bring this symbolism to a totally new level, combining it with the incredible intercession of Saint Rita de Cassia, the beloved saint of impossible causes. I know that some of you who are watching now are facing situations that seem absolutely impossible. You may have been trying to find a job for months, and all doors seem closed. You may be dealing with family conflicts that never seem to heal. You may be with financial difficulties and can't see a way forward. Or you may be fighting health problems that doctors say they have no solution. If something resonates with you, then Saint Rita is calling you to this moment, to this ritual, to this overcoming. Saint Rita understands impossible situations because she herself lived them. She knows what it is like to feel all human solutions fail, all doors close, all hopes seem lost. But she also knows the power of divine intervention, the miracle of God's grace revealing when we align with faith and delivery. What is beautiful in what I will teach today is simplicity. You do not need expensive candles, rare herbs, or complicated ceremonies. You need the key to your home, your faith, and your willingness to believe that God operates through the saints to perform miracles in our lives. This is not superstition, friends. It is sacred tradition, spiritual wisdom transmitted by generations of believers who witnessed miraculous transformations. Let's start by exploring the deep spiritual symbolism of the key itself. In virtually all spiritual traditions in the world, keys represent much more than their practical function. They are symbols of knowledge, wisdom, authority, and divine power. When we have a key, we have the power to grant or deny access, to reveal or hide, to protect or expose. In the kingdom of spirituality, keys represent our ability to access higher consciousness, divine wisdom, and spiritual kingdoms. They symbolize the opening of our hearts to the love of God, the unlocking of our minds to the divine truth and the liberation of our souls from the limitations that bind us to suffering and struggle. Think of the doors in your life right now, not just physical, but also spiritual and emotional doors. There are doors for opportunities, doors for healing, doors to love, doors for abundance, doors to peace. Some of these doors may be locked for years, perhaps even decades. You tried everything you could imagine to open them. You worked more, studied more, prayed longer, but they still stubbornly closed. This is where the power of the key ritual comes in. As we approach these doors locked with the key to our house, blessed by the intercession of Saint Rita, we are not only using our own limited human strength, we are accessing divine power, miraculous intervention, the type of supernatural assistance that can move mountains and open seas. The Bible offers us beautiful images about keys and doors along the scriptures. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 22, verse 22, God talks about putting the key to David's house on someone's shoulder, saying that what they open, no one can close, and what they close, no one can open. This is not just poetic language, friends. It is a promise of divine authority, God's power to access what was inaccessible. Jesus himself spoke about Chavez when he told Peter that he would give him the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Again, this was not just a symbolic discourse. Chavez represent real spiritual authority, real power to turn on and off, to open and close according to divine will. When we understand this biblical foundation, we begin to see that our home key ritual is not just a gesture of hope. It is an act of faith that connects us to these deep spiritual principles. We are not just asking Saint Rita for help. We are aligning ourselves with divine authority and supernatural power. Now let me talk about the extraordinary woman who will be our intercessor in this powerful ritual. Saint Rita de Cassia lived in Italy during the 14th and 15th centuries, and her life was marked by extraordinary challenges that would have broken the spirit of most people. But Rita had something special, such a strong faith and a heart so pure that she became a channel for the miraculous power of God. Born in a time of political turbulence and family violence, Rita was married to a man known for his cruel and violent temperament. For 18 years, she endured abuse and mistreatment, but never stopped praying for her husband's conversion. And this is where we see the first miracle. Through his constant prayers and unshakable love, her husband's heart was completely transformed. He became a kind and loving man who treated Rita with the respect and kindness she has always deserved. But the tragedy happened when Rita's converted husband was murdered in a family fight. Suddenly, she was widowed and with 2 children burning in desire for revenge. Rita faced an impossible choice: to see her children destroy their souls through revenge or find another way. She prayed for God to take their children instead of allowing them to commit murders, and incredibly, the 2 young people died of natural causes in a year, with the hearts in peace with God. After losing her husband and 2 children, Rita tried to join a convent, but was rejected 3 times for being a widow and not a virgin. It seemed another impossible situation, but Rita didn't give up. Through a miraculous intervention involving 3 saints who appeared to him in a vision, she was finally accepted in the Augustinian convent of Cassia. Even in the convent, Rita's faith was tested. She asked God for a sign of her union with the suffering of Christ and received a thorn on her forehead she never healed, causing her great pain, but also marking her as especially chosen by God. For 15 years, she carried this mystical wound as a sign of her complete delivery to divine will. Throughout his life, Rita has shown something extraordinary: the ability to find God's grace in impossible circumstances. Each door that seemed closed to her eventually opened by divine intervention. Every situation that seemed hopeless was transformed by miraculous power. This is why she became known as the Saint of Impossible Causes, the lawyer of desperate situations, the intercessor specialized in cases where human solutions failed. The stories of miracles attributed to Saint Rita are numerous and well documented. There is the report of a woman whose son was missing for 3 years. After praying to Saint Rita and making devotion to her honor, the woman had a dream that showed her exactly where to find her son, alive and well. There is the story of a man on the verge of bankruptcy that prayed to Saint Rita for 9 days, and, on the 10th day, received an unexpected inheritance that saved his business and the house of his family. But perhaps the most beautiful aspect of Santa Rita's intercession is that it doesn't just solve our problems, it transforms our hearts into the process. People who pray to Santa Rita often report that even when their specific requests are not fulfilled exactly as they expected, they receive something even better: peace, strength, wisdom, and a deeper relationship with God. This leads us to the heart of today's teaching, the powerful ritual with the key to his home that can invite Santa Rita's intercession to his life. This is not a magical spell or superstitious practice. This is a sacred act of faith that combines symbolic power with sincere prayer and opens your heart to receive divine assistance. Let me guide you through this ritual step by step, and I want you to address each element with reverence and faith. Remember, we are not just doing tasks here. We are creating a sacred space where heaven can touch the earth, where the impossible becomes possible by divine grace. First, you will need the key to your home. It must be a key that really opens the door of your home, because your home represents your personal sanctuary, your place of security and refuge. This key contains the energy of your daily life, your hopes, your struggles, your dreams. She was with you in the good and in difficult times. She carries her personal spiritual brand. Take this key and hold it in your hands for a moment. Feel your weight, your texture, your temperature. As you hold it, start praying silently, asking God to bless this simple object and make it a channel for divine power. Ask Santa Rita to intercede for you, to take your impossible situation and introduce you to the throne of God with your powerful law. Now choose a sacred space in your home for this ritual. It can be close to the altar if you have one, or simply in a quiet corner where you can pray without interruption. Some people like to put the key on the pillow before bed, allowing Santa Rita to work on their dreams and their subconscious. Others prefer to hold it against their hearts while praying, creating a direct connection between their deepest needs and the symbolic power of the key. The prayer you offer during this ritual is crucial. Although there are traditional prayers to Santa Rita, I want to share with you a powerful prayer that you can customize to your specific situation. Pray with emotion, with faith, with the kind of desperate hope that moves heaven itself. Start by saying, "Saint Santa Rita, beloved defender of impossible causes, I come to you today with this simple key, asking for your powerful intercession. You who have known suffering and triumph, closed doors and miraculous openings, trust your ability to present my needs before our loving God. This key represents every door of my life that has closed to me, every way that was blocked. I put her in her hands now, asking her to bless her with her supernatural power. Then speak specifically about your situation. Are you looking for a job? Say clearly, Santa Rita, I need you to open the doors for a significant job that supports my family and performs my purpose. Are you looking for healing? Declare with bread, Santa Rita, I need you to unlock the doors for the complete healing of my body, mind, and spirit. Do you expect reconciliation in relationships? Ask directly, Santa Rita, I need you to open the hearts that closed to forgiveness and love. The secret is to be specific, honest, and vulnerable in your prayer. Santa Rita responds to authentic faith and genuine need. Do not try to sound excessively religious or formal. Talk to her how she would talk to a dear grandmother who has the power to help him, but needs to understand exactly what you are facing. After submitting your specific requests, hold the key near your heart and pray, Saint Rita, I deliver this situation completely to God's will, trusting that you will intercede for me according to divine wisdom and love. I believe that what God opens, no one can open, no one can open. Through your right to day intercession, that the right and the right way, and the greatest way, and the greatest way is the greatest way, God. The duration and frequency of this ritual may vary according to your personal orientation and the urgency of your situation. Some people do it daily for 9 days, creating a salve of powerful prayers. Others do so weekly until they see results. Others are still oriented to do so only once, with full faith that Santa Rita has heard and will act. Trust your intuition and impulses of the Holy Spirit to guide you in this decision. Most importantly, you make this ritual with genuine faith and sincere devotion. Saint Rita responds to hearts that truly believe in God's power to perform miracles through her intercession. Doubt and skepticism create barriers that even saints have difficulty overcoming, while faith and trust create open channels for miraculous grace. Now stop everything for a moment. If you really want this ritual to work, you need to declare your faith in the comments. Right now, Saint Rita, unlock my life. It's not just a sentence. It's a spiritual commitment. It is your way of showing the universe and spirituality that you are ready to receive. I am reading every comment, praying for each name. So right now, before continuing the video, only those who comment connect. After performing this ritual, it is crucial that you prepare to recognize the results when they begin to speak up. Divine intervention does not always look like what we expect. Sometimes the doors open suddenly and dramatically, as a job offer that arises out of nowhere or a relationship that heals overnight. But more often, the doors open gradually through a series of small synchronities and seemingly coincident. You need to become a detective of grace, attentive to the subtle signs that Saint Rita is working in your favor. You may start meeting people who can help you in unexpected ways. You may receive invitations to events that lead to new opportunities. You can find yourself in conversations that provide exactly the information or incentive you need. They are not coincidences, friends. It is the fingerprints of divine intervention. Pay attention to your dreams during this period. Saint Rita often communicates through the kingdom of sleep, providing guidance, encouragement, and sometimes specific instructions through symbolic images. Keep a diary next to your bed and write down any dreams that seem significant or significant. You may be surprised by the messages you receive. Also note the changes in your heart and mind. Sometimes the first door that Saint Rita opens is the door of inner peace, wisdom, or strength. You may feel more confident about your situation, receive sudden insights on which steps to take, or experience an inexplicable sense of hope, even when external circumstances have not yet changed. These internal changes are often precursors of external advances. Be aware of the closing doors, as well as those that open. Sometimes Saint Rita's intercession involves protecting us from opportunities that would ultimately be harmful or limiting. That job you could not have saved you from a toxic work environment. The relationship that ended may have opened the way to a much better partnership. Trust that closed doors are as important for divine orientation as open doors. Most importantly, keep your faith and continue your prayers even when the results seem to take time. Saint Rita specializes in impossible causes precisely because they require patience, persistence, and unshakable confidence in God's time. Some miracles happen instantly, while others unfold over months or even years. Your task is to continue believing, praying, and observing the signs of divine activity in your life. Remember that Saint Rita's intercession is not just about getting what you want. It is about receiving what God knows you need for your spiritual growth and full happiness. Sometimes what we think we need is not what would really serve our greatest good. Saint Rita's wisdom allows her to defend our deepest needs rather than just our surface desires. When we get to the end of our time together today, I want you to understand that you are not alone in any impossible situation you are facing. Saint Rita is ready to intercede for you, to present your needs before God with your powerful law. But she needs her faith, her confidence, and her willingness to believe that miracles still happen in our world today. The key to your home is no longer just a piece of metal. It is a sacred tool, blessed by its faith and strengthened by the intercession of Saint Rita. Each time you use it to open the front door, remember that it represents all the doors of your life that are opening by divine grace. Each time you hold you in your hands, remember that you are connected to a supernatural power that can transform impossible situations into miraculous advances. I want to invite you to act right now. In the comments below, write these powerful words: Saint Rita, open my ways. Do not type them mechanically. Say them with faith, hopefully, with the expectation that she will hear him and answer. Also, leave your first name in the comments so that I can include it in my personal prayers to Saint Rita. I believe in the power of collective prayer, and when we unite our faith, miracles multiply. If this video has touched your heart and strengthened your faith, enjoy and share with anyone who is facing an impossible situation. It is never known which life can be transformed by learning about the powerful intercession of Saint Rita and this sacred ritual of the key. Before I go, I want to recommend another video that will perfectly complement what you have learned today. Check out my recent video about the miraculous prayer with Sal Bento, which Saint Rita loves especially. It is another powerful practice that can amplify the effects of today's key ritual and create even more opportunities for divine intervention in your life. May the intercession of Saint Rita bring miraculous advances to all areas of his life, that every door that was closed for you to open at the perfect time. May you experience the joy of impossible causes becoming beautiful realities through the power of divine faith and grace. Until we meet again, keep believing, praying, and waiting for miracles. God bless you abundantly.